What am I holding on to? I have here a glass container filled with oil. Inside of the oil there's a wick, and atop the wick you could see the glowing flame. There is deep spiritual symbolism here. You see, in the Jewish world today, there is a tension between spiritual Judaism and institutionalized religion. Some Jews call themselves spiritual but not religious. They say, I can relate to meditation, transcendence, cosmic oneness, love, passion, spiritual ecstasy, experiencing the divine, but I can't relate to all of the daily routines and laws of Judaism. They restrict rather than expand the spirit. While for other Jews, all of Judaism is comprised by their adherence to the 613 precepts of Torah, day in, day out, following all of the nuances, all of the traditions, all of the halachas, all of the laws. That is what Judaism is. When you speak to them about spiritual transcendence or experiential Judaism or experiencing the divine, many of them don't even know what you're talking about. Tell me what to do and I will do it. Can we create reconciliation between these two groups? And here is one of the great symbolisms of the menorah. And here is a beautiful teaching that I want to share with you from the great master, the Baal HaTanya, Rabbi Shneir Zalman of Liadi, the Alter Rebbe, in his work Torah Or on Chanukah. And he says, take a look what it takes to create a beautiful glow of fire. You can't have only the oil and you can't have only the wick. You need both. You see, oil on its own is not flammable. It can't catch on fire. What about a wick on its own? The wick can catch on fire, but it catches on fire and then a few seconds later, the fire is extinguished. It doesn't last. It's the combination, it's the synthesis between the oil and the wick that creates a steady, beautiful glow, and that is the essence of Judaism and the Jewish people. You see, King Solomon tells us in Proverbs, chapter 6 and chapter 20, two very different verses. He says, Neir Hashem Nishmas Adam, the soul of a human being is the lamp of God. He also says, Neir mitzvah v'Torah, Torah and mitzvahs are a lamp. Which one is it? Says the Alter Rebbe, there's the oil and there's the wick. The human soul is represented by the wick. Torah and mitzvahs represented by the oil. The wick could catch on fire. We often get inspired. We wake up in the morning, we're full of ecstasy and love. We want to change the world. We see the oneness in the world, but how often does that inspiration die as fast as it's born? Sometimes we have a great high and then we have a great down. My heart is on fire and then my heart is lifeless, numb, cold and dead. We need the oil. The oil is what feeds the wick and allows the flame to be persistent, to continue burning throughout our lives. What is the oil? The oil is represented by the Torah and the mitzvahs. The Torah and the mitzvahs give concrete manifestation to spiritual ideals. Observing the laws of Shabbos allows the ideals of family, spirituality, community to be concretized in our lives on a weekly basis. It's not subjected to our whims and our ups and downs. Praying in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening allows our spiritual sensitivity to the wonder of the universe to be able to be concretized every single day when we wake up and when we go to sleep. We come out of the bathroom and in Jewish law we make a blessing. Why? We do not take the miracle of our biological system for granted. You want to bite into an orange? You make a blessing. We don't take the miracles of botany for granted. Sunrise, we say a prayer. Sunset, we say a prayer. All of Judaism allows us to concretize the greatest spiritual, transcendental feelings of cosmic oneness and the divine energy that vibrates through the universe. On the other hand, what if you only have oil and you don't have a wick? The oil makes sure that the fire doesn't get extinguished, but oil itself can't catch on fire. Torah and mitzvahs are divine, but because they're manifested in very physical, concrete acts, laws, and behaviors, often they could lack warmth. They can lack passion. I can do all the mitzvahs, but I'm robotic It's mechanical. It's monotonous. There's a boredom there. And that is where we must have the wick. Wick is the human soul with all of its passion and dreams and emotions and creativity. That's what could catch on fire. That's what allows the oil to burn. It's the human passion in Yiddishkeit. It's the human soul. It's our imagination, our depth, and all of our internal ecstasy that gives the oil the power to catch on fire. Together, the oil and the wick, you create a divine glow in this world. Maybe we could compare it to the musician and the piano. The piano is an amazing musical instrument, but on its own, it's just a piano. But then when Mozart, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, sits down by the piano and starts playing the piano, suddenly he unleashes all of the tremendous musical genius, brilliance, power, and ecstasy that is inherent in those keys. What happens if he wouldn't have a piano? I don't know how magical it would be. The combination between the physical piano and the human talent and genius is what creates the miracle we call music. The combination, the synthesis between the Torah and the mitzvahs and the human soul that internalizes them, observes them, studies them, and celebrates them, brings the divine light, the divine flame into our world. Have a happy Chanukah.
This class is brought to you by theyeshiva.net. Please help us continue the classes. Make even a small contribution at www.theyeshiva.net/donate.